I should start with a warning. If you were a Maplestory addict but you haven't touched it in a couple years, chances are you're gonna want to play it again. But if you clicked on this video, then it is already too late and you are probably downloading this game again. Maplestory is over 15 years old game now, and I haven't played it in maybe 10 plus years. The last time I played it could have been private server. This game only had 4 or 5 base classes. Warrior, Magician, Bowman, Thief, and maybe Pirate. Over time, I built some nostalgia for this game, and since this game has such a stylized graphic, it doesn't really get old. So I decided to try it again, and wow, this game has changed a lot. So in this video I want to give my impression how this game has changed and why I got hooked on playing this game again. I thought about how to do this video and I wanted it to be helpful to other new or old players, but I realized that there are way too many things that I just don't know and don't understand about all those changes, so I'll keep this video casual. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong or just to fill the gaps in the comments below. I should start by quickly mentioning that there are 3 very different servers. Luna is like a standard league in Path of Exile. Burning server is like a new league or a new season. It has boosted XP and other benefits, and once it ends you can transfer level 150 character to Luna server. Reboot server is like solo self-found in Path of Exile. You cannot trade with other players, and server has all sorts of differences compared to standard server. And I would recommend you to play in Reboot. Upgrading items only requires Meso, in-game currency, rather than scrolls. You can also purchase certain things from cash shop with Meso. I was told that overall Reboot is like a less pay-to-win server. You can also create like a burning character which gains 3 levels per level up and gets all sorts of gifts for reaching certain level. But make sure you want it because you can only have one burning character at the start and then create second character at a certain date. My viewers know that I love trying different classes and different builds, and boy was I surprised to see 30 plus new classes. Here's a list of classes and their release date posted on Reddit by user Sitting Wonderduck. Since then, couple other new classes have been added to the game. Most, if not all classes have their own special story quest. Like one class is a farmer kid who found a dragon egg which somehow soul bonded, but not like in Rick and Morty. And that dragon flies around helping you, empowering your skills, and it grows each time you upgrade job. Another class, for example, a student who gained telekinetic abilities and later got transported to Maple World, and how he made fun of Maple World. You need paper? Go beat monsters. You need food? Go beat monsters. Water? Beat monsters. Some classes are combo oriented, or maybe I should say key sequence oriented. So each class can offer a pretty different playing experience. You can set up controller to help you not break fingers trying to mash those combos for hours and hours. I found myself spending quite some time on those stories while also trying different classes. By the way, each class has 5 jobs. At level 10, 30, 60, 100 and 200. Reaching level 100 is pretty easy, way easier than it used to be. Some players quit after those changes because they grinded and grinded, were among top players, but then everyone could get to the same point in way less time. There is a leveling guide in game. Every 10 levels it shows some leveling zones, but more importantly it shows theme dungeons and rewards for completing them, boss content, but most of those required certain quest lines. And if you're like me and want to try as many classes as possible, I would say don't bother with those quests, just Google leveling and progression guide and just go level up. Until you decide if you like a certain class enough to push it to level 200 plus. There are special contents which include story questlines like Mushroom Shrine, which at the end grants badass wings. That is if you can manage to defeat the dumbest boss in the game, which I'm 100% sure it is partially bugged because indicators should show up for you to click a certain button, but very often it doesn't and you get one-shotted. But I don't want to sour this video with this infuriating boss fight. I read that in Reboot servers, bosses are a lot harder and in general monsters 10 levels above you are going to be nearly impossible to defeat. Like I said, Reboot server works a bit differently and while you cannot trade, you can and will want to party for some big bosses. Since this is 15 plus years old game, over years we kept adding more and more stuff into the game and now it has so many different activities that for new players or a turning player like me, it is overwhelming in a bad way. So I tend to focus on short goals, get to level 60 or 100, see if I like the class, then learn one or two new things and make another class. And I have been doing that for around 3 weeks now. At the start I mentioned I love builds and different classes, but unfortunately there are no builds in this game. You get enough points to max all skills, or at least until level 140 when you unlock hyper skills and stats. And max level I believe is 300. I'm not too sure about the hyper skills, so I'll skip this. I was told that the real grind begins after level 200, but I saw some videos people speed running to level 200 in less than 2 hours or so. Talking about community, it has surprisingly big and active community. If you look on Twitch for Maplestory, it now has around 2-3,000 viewers. Maybe a recent update had something to do with that, and maybe players are returning. Last thing I want to talk about are items, and there are many things that confuse me about endgame or midgame. At lower levels, getting and upgrading items is going to be very easy. Items have empty stars which show how many upgrades we can have. Lower level items are going to have 5 stars, higher level items have 15, even 20, maybe even more stars. Upgrading to plus 10 is safe, and after plus 12 there is a chance that item can go poof. Also, it seems that monsters only drop up to level 140 items, and there are level 150 items, not sure where you get them, but this is what I don't understand. After level 140 it becomes much harder to continue leveling because how do you get more damage? And I believe you have to do those side activities that reward the higher level medals, accessories, get all sorts of buffs, fine tune your items to roll better stats on them. Let me know in the comments below, how are you supposed to keep using level 140, 150 items all the way to level 300 or even 200? I have been trying to reach level 200, but now enemies of my level take 3, 4, even 5 hits to kill, which makes it very unpleasant leveling experience. Also, one thing that I really don't like is how many small things can modify your stats. Medals, items roll stats, we can also have potential which you need to identify and re-roll. You can also have hyper stats. Then you have abilities which you unlock at level 50 and need honor XP to re-roll. Then there are familiars which do no damage but gives like small buffs. Then there's monster collection which I didn't care enough to read about. Not to mention all sorts of different buffs, consumables. It just has so many things that are confusing and seemingly not needed, but in the long run they all stack up and provide big enough benefits. So I'm just playing different classes, trying to learn just one or two new things at a time. Oh, I haven't even mentioned Link skills and Legion. This is a big reason for you to level many different classes. After level 70, each class unlocks a Link skill, which is like a passive skill which can be activated by other classes. And you can have up to 12 Link skills. Legion, I still don't understand, but you put characters in a Legion and it works even when you are logged off. Those actors continue fighting this massive dragon forever. Now that could be heaven or hell for them, so don't think too much about it. Oh, and one last thing, you can change font of those damage numbers. It is like an item that you get either from events or from certain reward stores, like Monster Park. This I really like as well. I like how much customization there is in this game, but it can also be very overwhelming if you haven't stayed up to date with this game. Just like in Path of Exile. And talking about Path of Exile, if you are new to my channel, I most do videos about Path of Exile weird builds, and every 2 or 3 months I make a video about a different game. Last time I did a video about returning to Anarchy Online, which is a 20 years old game. If you crave for some nostalgia, maybe you will find it interesting, but other than that, it is mostly Path of Exile videos. A big thanks to my patrons who support me even during this slow phase until next Path of Exile League, while I'm making less than 100 euros per month from YouTube, lol. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.